What's up, everybody? My name is Dell. This is Dell on Movies. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you've been here before, thanks for hanging out with me again. And welcome back to another episode of Movie Swap. And tonight is a special episode, as is always a special episode. But I believe I'm the first person in the history of YouTubing to have both sisters on separately and now have them on also together. So I'm talking about the Kira and Meka of Double Feature Podcast. How y'all doing tonight, ladies?
Hey! Doing good.
Good. Glad to hear it. Thank you for both for coming back again. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Ooh, jeez.
See, that's what we imagine twins to be like all day long. So just constantly saying the same thing at the same time.
Oh yeah, we do. It's so funny sometimes. We shock ourselves.
You can hear us okay, right, Del?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. Okay. If I can hear you, I'm going to assume for right now that the chat can hear you unless they tell me otherwise. So we're going to go with everybody can hear us.
Okay.
All right. So I went back. I've listened to the last couple episodes of your podcast.
Ooh.
And the first thing I want to talk about is basically the latest episode, underrated horror villains.
Mm-hmm.
So you had some good picks on there. So I'm going to ask you about a couple others and just give me your thoughts on it. If you haven't seen the movie, just let me know.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, the list could have actually been so much longer. You could have been there all day.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely could have been there. You could have been there a long time doing that.
Yeah.
All right. This one's a little bit well, you know what? Let's start with an easier one. How about the Leprechaun?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one in so long.
That's a riot. Like he is a villain for sure, but he cracked me up. I think I can't even take him seriously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I actually have to rewatch that one because that has been so long since we saw it. But I just remember cheesiness. But yeah, he's cute.
I wouldn't have been scared of him though. When I think about it, no, I wouldn't have been. But he definitely is an underrated villain. I don't hear a lot of people talk about him at all.
He is so cute.
He is. Now I'm gonna give a little bit harder one. We talked a little bit about this film, or in somebody else's chat, you guys did earlier today, and that is the villain from High Tension.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm. And yeah, we can't really give that
don't
one
give it away. I was just about
to don't want to give it away, but just as far as how good or bad.
See, I liked it because I know a lot of people didn't like that the ending, but right. I loved it.
Yeah, I did not expect that. I think that was such a good twist. Mm-hmm. I'll leave it at that. But yes, I would definitely note that as an underrated villain for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that you didn't see coming.
Yeah, that you didn't see coming. Yep.
Right. All right, and another one. Maybe I'm not sure if you guys have seen this one, but Henry: Portrait of a Serial Killer. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that one.
I don't think
gotta
so.
note that one though.
I know the movie you're talking about, but I don't believe we've seen that one.
No, I haven't seen it. Ooh,
I'm gonna highly recommend that one. Then Henry: Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And hold on, I'm turning my head to look at my shelf over here, and how about Jennifer and Jennifer's Body?
Oh my gosh, Del, this almost made our list, honestly.
Yeah, Jennifer Check.
Yes, Jennifer Check. I love the dynamic between her and Edie anyway in the film, but yes, that almost made my list, but I wanted to kind of try to highlight villains that to me, people don't really speak about the most, but yeah.
I love Jennifer's Body. That's
such a good one. It's so funny too. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Side note on that, is that Megan Fox's best role?
Ooh, you know what? I would recommend a new one of hers, Till Death.
Yeah, we love.
If you haven't seen that one, that was very good.
That one, yes.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that one. Yeah. So, but those two, I like both of those. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Till Death, we really enjoy. That's a good one.
Oh, and she was like throwback. Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen.
Oh yeah, with
I'm gonna throw it back. Yeah, with Lindsay Lohan, I'm gonna throw all the way back.
Yeah. I just saw that recently, maybe 6 months ago.
Oh yeah,
it was pretty good.
Yes, okay, yes. Yeah. People do forget she was in I Stand.
Yeah, I totally forgot. I didn't know it. I had never seen it, but my daughter had seen it. Umpteen times.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, you gotta watch this. So I watched it, and it was actually pretty good. I
love that movie. I don't hear what anyone say.
Yeah, I like Megan Fox.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of hers because I don't think she's that great of an actress, but I don't hate her or anything.
Yeah, I think for what the film she chooses and for the roles, I think she good for those.
Yeah, I do think that Jennifer's Body is one that she's most known for, understandably so. And I've never seen her in anything that requires I don't want to say not acting skills, but anything in terms of a drama,
like a lot of deepness.
Oh no, not like that. I don't want to say like depth, a lot of depth. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
that
no
makes,
shade.
Yeah, no shade.
Yeah, but I did see Till Death was really good. So
yes, I enjoyed
that.
that. Yeah,
that was a fun one.
And let's go with one more. Seymour, Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh. I said, feed me, Seymour.
That plant. Yeah, that's a good one.
Seymour, I don't think of him as a villain though.
But he is.
He is though.
Yeah.
Not on purpose though. You think on purpose?
Yeah, the plan. Yeah, because the plan is bad.
Oh yeah, no, but because Seymour.
No, Seymour not a.
Seymour's the plan.
Well, Seymour.
I mean, not Seymour. I'm sorry. I gave the wrong name. Audrey 2 is what I meant.
Okay, yeah.
But you know what? Seymour could be too, because Seymour was like murdering people to give to the plan. So that wasn't.
True.
I mean, you know.
But see, I felt like Seymour, his heart was still genuinely good. I'm sorry. I just felt like he was deeply influenced.
Yeah, that's questionable.
Oh, questionable though.
Questionable.
Yeah.
Any non-horror villains that could fit into a horror movie that could be terrifying to you?
Ooh. Well, what I would say is, would I be scared of them?
You know what I would say? I would say, I can't think of his name. Is it Daryl Lee? No, not Daryl Lee. Copycat. I forget the.
Yes,
we love that. Yeah, but I forget the
What's the guy's name? Yeah, the killer's name. Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, but that's a good one. I think the serial killer in that one is a great.
You know what I was thinking about? Your Next, but like the Masked.
Yeah,
like basically the brothers, the family.
Bone Collector. I love stuff like that. Bone Collector. Where you have like psychological thrillers.
Ooh, Fallen. Which is like the entity and Fallen.
You know what? I don't think I've seen Fallen, but it's been so long. I don't really remember.
I love that.
Yes, that was a good one. Oh, also It Follows.
Yeah,
whatever.
I like stuff like that. It's like the entity, like Fallen, and It Follows is an entity that's a villain you can't see. I think it's really cool. Yeah.
Interesting, given one of the movies we're going to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
I do. You brought up It Follows. You brought up Your Next. So are those not horror?
Well, those are horror, but I say more. I would say like Bone, because we do love a good psychological thriller where you have like everyday serial killers. So I say like Taking Lives or The Bone Collector.
Oh, you know which one I want to add to that? What? Always Shine.
Oh, have you seen that, Del?
No, I haven't seen that one. Always Shine.
It's about these two friends who
it's like a thriller drama.
Yeah, they go away on this kind of camping trip, but it kind of
like a weekend away.
It derails. So it's kind of like because on our list we picked that too. Them everyday villains, like regular people who you assume are close to you, who just go left.
Oh yeah,
but that's really really good. If you've seen that, I would recommend that.
No, I don't know if I've heard of that one. Always.
Yes, a lot of people haven't. That's a really good one.
And it's not too old. It's not old. I don't
know.
No,
I feel like it came out a couple years ago. Yeah, but that's you would definitely be able to identify. Wow, that you wouldn't have seen that coming.
Yeah, 2016 that came out.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna look for that one. Always Shine. All right. The other episode you guys did, the one before that, you talked about. You gave a bunch of great recommendations. I'm not huge in the TV series.
Oh yeah.
Not that I'm not against watching them. There's plenty of them that I watch, but you know, I don't know how you guys find the time. There's so much out there. So, if there were just one that you wanted me to start to get into, I mean, I've seen some of the ones you've talked about in that podcast. At least a couple episodes, if not the whole thing. But if there were just one series, you say you got to see this one, what would that be?
Ooh, just one.
Probably From, maybe.
Well, has Del seen?
Have you seen From?
I've not seen From yet.
Oh yeah, I would watch From.
It premiered in 2022, and it just finished its second season, and it has Harold Perrineau. So love it. It's really great. It's a good horror series. I say it's a mix of, what would you say?
Oh, drama, suspense, thriller.
Yeah, it's like
and emotional too at times.
Yeah, it's like Lost meets Stephen King. It's like a lot of stuff thrown in there. It's about these individuals who get trapped in this town and they can't get out, and you don't know why they can't get out. You don't know why certain people end up there. And then at nighttime, the key is you got to be inside before night, because there's like these crazy creatures you don't want to be involved in. But it's something that goes with that too. But it's really good.
Oh yeah, and it's early enough series where you can catch up on it before it gets
Okay.
too far into it. Yep.
Okay, because that's always a big thing with me. I look up at these series and there's like 4 or 5, 6 seasons. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do that.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about Supernatural, and that's like 15 seasons.
Yeah,
so it'll take you, if you started that one, you'd be on it for a while.
But I'd be surprised because the first episode grabs you. So I'd be surprised if you watched the first episode and you didn't want to continue.
You weren't intrigued and wanted to see.
Yeah, but I think Stephen King and Del Toro said it's one of their favorite shows that people aren't watching it actually.
Well, more people are starting to watch it,
which is good. To watch it. Yeah.
I've heard good things about it, but even from other people besides you. So yeah, I'm definitely willing to check that out. There is one other series I wanted to ask you about because it's a series that everybody was talking about 2 years ago. I actually bought it, but I've not watched it yet. So tell me, how should I rush to watch this or should I not? And that is Lovecraft Country.
Yes,
definitely watch that. And I'm so ticked off that it got canceled. I'm hoping somebody picked that up, but that's an excellent.
I think though too that the reason to watch that too is that even though it's one season only, you can watch it and be done really quickly. It's a really good story, and he does all these parallels, and his it ties with racial tensions, with supernatural elements,
great science fiction too.
Yeah, it goes in so many different directions.
Yeah, I love what they did with Lovecraft stories, how they interpret it, but it's really good.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a chance.
Yeah, it's good.
Sure.
Del, you should watch that one. Definitely.
I definitely plan on giving it a chance. That's why I bought it. It's just I keep pushing it off for other things. So
and it's one you can get through really quick. It's only one season of it, unfortunately.
Right.
It's really good.
I had that with not horror, but Watchmen. That series they did.
I haven't watched that. I heard that was good.
That was really good. But again, just one season. But I think with that one, they planned on it being one season.
Oh, okay.
So
it wrapped up good.
Yeah, wrapped up good. But then people were like, "Oh man, this is good. I want another season." But so far, it's not happening. So. We'll see. All right, let's see who's hanging out with us. We got some people hanging out with us as always. First in the night, Latulo Moy says, "Good evening, Del and the twins." Last week's guest is here, Rich from Channel 77.
Yeah, we'll be on that channel actually next week.
Yeah, that's right. He did say that. He did tell me that. Dimension Scott, another former guest here.
Love that. Hey.
And another former guest and one of everybody's favorites. This is the trivia man, Huck.
Huck. Love Huck.
Huck. I don't know if you saw it, Huck, but I did put out at least my first video for your challenge that everybody did last month.
We do have to do that.
Yeah, the duos.
The duos. So I did my first one with the top 5 movie duos, and I've got my first of the TV ones in the can. I'm working on editing it, not really, but I just got to get to it here.
I know we got to work on the editing game.
Oh yeah, we'll get it.
Oh yeah. Making the videos, that's the easy part, and you got to put it together.
Yeah.
All right, Rich, looking forward to our Faces for Radio High Five with the twins. Yeah, I am too. I went on that and had a great time doing that.
Oh yeah, I love how they break it down.
Holland is in the building. Who says, "Hey, Del"?
Oh, hey, Holland.
And Corey is in the building. Corey from Wookie's Movies and Music.
Yes, and we just watched. He just started a channel, and we watched his first episode. So that I'm looking forward to seeing what he does on his channel.
Took the words right out my mouth because I also did the same. Just sub to him. So yeah, I know most of the people who show up from Movie Swap Live, they're all subscribers already, and they subscribe to each other. Well, like she just said, Corey's got a brand new channel. Go ahead, make sure you sub up to him also. And another fan of Till Death, Rich says Till Death was good.
Oh yes, I'm gonna watch it after this.
Yeah. Holland, Henry is dark and good. Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer.
I'm gonna check that out because I saw people. Because didn't they come out with a new release of that? Right, Del?
Yeah, I want to say last year. I think they came out with it on 4K. I didn't get that one, but it's I think it's worth it. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Even though I don't personally have it, but I've seen it and it's really good. And this is Sarah. She's saying hi to Huck.
Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. So Sarah also has a channel, and
Oh, noted.
she's got a lot going on over there. She's got a lot of hauls going on over there, always, all the
Oh,
time. I know
ooh, love.
she's
Love a good
just
haul.
getting over the flu a little bit, so you can
Yeah.
check her out. So I hope you feel better, Sarah. And she's saying hi to some people here, and of course to our guest of honor. She's saying, "Hey,
Oh, thank
twins."
you, Sarah.
And here is KB.
Yeah,
Baby.
love KB.
Party people, brother Dell doubles. He had another great conversation earlier. He
Oh
is
Oh, yeah,
doing
I
it.
yes,
saw that. That
with
was
Marcel,
awesome.
with
Yep.
Ken. I
Ken.
love Ken.
Yep, 31 days, and he's going strong so
I
far.
know,
yeah.
30
he's
days in a
busting
row.
them out.
Hats
Yeah.
off.
You too, Del. Y'all
Yeah.
with these videos, y'all be like boom, boom, boom.
A lot.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I do one of these a week. I might get one other video in. It's KB's doing it now, but it's Huck and Tony and
Yeah, I
Bob,
don't.
and
Yeah,
they're putting out a video and Sued every day.
I
Oh my
know.
God.
I can't do that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Holland saying hi and hi. So that's everybody that is here for now. We'll come back, of course, and check in with anybody else that pops in. And just as I say that, one more person pops in, and that is James, the 20th and 21st.
Hey, James. Oh yeah, I've been
Love
liking
James.
James horror series too.
Oh, I
His
know.
70s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Yes, yes. Very good stuff. Very good stuff.
Mhm.
And of course, he says hey to all of us. And so let's go ahead and talk about our first movie for the night. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the stage over to you guys, and you let me know, or let everybody know, what movie you had me watch.
Oh yes. Oh,
Okay.
and just in time for like spooky season,
Uh-huh.
right? The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Oh yeah, I feel
Yes.
like you break this film down so much
Yeah.
better.
Oh yeah, I should actually grab both. You should grab it.
You got it?
Oh, I'll
You know
grab
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an ABDC order, but you got it.
Oh.
Oh yeah, so we actually chose well, you watched the Autopsy of Jane Doe. This one is really
Yes.
good. We love it. And do we describe it? I guess we
Yes.
give out a brief description of it.
Yeah, don't
Yes.
spoil
I
it.
won't spoil it. Basically, kind of the setting is funeral home, morgue. What is he? What do you call
Well,
it?
it's a father and son who was there for forensic
Toxicologist.
toxicologist, medical examiners, and it follows them. One night they get this corpse that comes into the morgue, and they're trying to determine how
Cause of death.
Yeah, the cause of death, how this woman died, and through that process, crazy mayhem ensues.
Yeah.
And they have a night full of
Terror, unexplained phenomenon.
Yeah, and I love this too because I love how it's kind of like I always say this film moves like a one room play because they kind of in one setting. They don't.
Yeah,
really,
they are in one setting.
Yeah, they don't really move
them.
from this morgue area, but it's really really well done, and I think I would say it's very underrated. More people are starting to talk about it, but it's the atmosphere, the tension. And
one thing I will highlight too is even if you didn't, let's say you weren't a fan of this film, I think the acting between the title actors,
was
phenomenal.
Cox and Emil
Hirsch, exceptional
Yeah.
as always. Anyway,
yeah. So I guess that explains it.
Yeah, to the best of our ability. Yeah.
Oh, great job. You mentioned Emil Hirsch and Brian Cox. Start with Emil Hirsch. I'm actually a person we talked about Megan Fox a little earlier. Emil Hirsch is a guy I just don't really jive with most of the times.
Oh, okay, that's okay. That's all right.
And he's got a couple performances that I think are really good, and somewhere I'm like, I don't know about this guy.
You know what film I would highlight for Dale to watch? Sorry, Dale, didn't mean to cut you off. Imaginary Heroes.
Oh yeah.
Watch that movie if you haven't seen it with him
seen
and Sigourney Weaver and a young Michelle Williams as well.
Oh, okay. Which Michelle Williams? The blonde?
Oh, blondes. Yes.
Okay.
Michelle Williams. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. No, but here he was pretty good though. He was good here, and that's really why I wanted to bring him up, not to break him down or anything like that. No, I thought he was really good, and Brian Cox was always good.
Oh.
He was amazing in the movie. I think I can compare it to a haunted house movie almost. And when I do that, a lot, not just any old haunted house movie, but the ones where you got to go and stay the night. Those kind of movies. And in those movies, they're I would say a little more goofy, a little more cheesy because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, why are you going to go there and then stay when you don't
Mhm.
have
Mhm. Oh, exactly. Yeah.
right? And there's some good ones like that, but you know what it is.
Mhm.
For this one, what puts you on edge as a viewer a little bit is you know why they're there
Yeah.
and they know they're supposed to be there
Yeah.
Mhm.
and they have a purpose in what they're doing and it's kind of unraveling
Mhm.
Right.
Yep.
as the movie's going on. So I really really enjoyed that sequel, that whole process because, like I said, you in a normal movie, I'm like, okay, just leave, get
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But they have to be there for their work, yeah, to get
Yeah,
the.
they have to be there, and then at some point, then that turns into they can't leave.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Again without spoiling it, but yeah, we get there. Um, so what are you guys think about the beginning of the movie when they bring this body in and they make those first odd discoveries, just again without spoiling it, but for people who have not seen the movie, basically the outside of the body is in great shape, but as they
Mhm.
start on this autopsy, the is in shambles. So
Mhm.
where are you guys heads at with that?
You know what? Initially, it really did emphasize, like you could tell his father was very well seasoned in his line of work, so he practically knew. I don't want to say everything, but he could get to the root cause of why someone died and was trying to kind of really
Mhm.
show his son not to assume automatically. And I felt like he was getting intrigued every time he uncovered something, but then he initially had reasons for it, like, oh, I've seen this before, I've
Mhm.
seen this before.
Mhm.
It was really given some, I thought, real. He had a direction at least you thought it was going to go
Yeah.
in.
And then I thought it was as it kind of went on, because like you said, the body was so well preserved that when they were starting to discover things, you kind of figured out, well, why it is, why, how could it be?
How is this possible?
Yeah, how could it be
Right.
in its state? You know what I mean? So yeah, I like that. It was like unraveling the mystery, trying to figure it out.
Pieces of a puzzle. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's also another part of the whole thing behind staying because
Mhm.
he gets to a point where what I've got to figure it out now.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
So
right.
there's no I can't come out of this until I find out what's going on because
Mhm.
that's how he's driven, that's how he's wired,
Mhm.
and that was another thing that I I understand why you're there. I understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
And
where
I
I'm
think
going
and I think
exactly.
too, because like a
Yeah.
Jane Doe, like you didn't know who she was. I think that's why too they were invested too, because you had the cops who would kind of figure out, can you help us identify this woman, help us figure out how she died, and then
Oh yeah, well remember how the main officer Sheldon, I believe his name was, he was really eminent in terms of without them even seeing the scene in which she came from, that it was
Mhm.
critical, almost like we need to figure out what's happening. It was like pressing too.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. And he did something at the end that was interesting. I'll get to that in a bit. But they start opening up this body, of course, 'cause that's what you do in an autopsy. And like you guys said, it's all kind of mayhem, all kind of craziness just starts happening. And s- I'm trying not to spoil anything
I know
because
it's
that's another
hard.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
hard. Hopefully, it's very hard.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
right.
very hard. It's
Yeah.
very hard. But now we well, okay, here's what the girlfriend, Emma Hirsch is his character's
Oh
girlfriend.
Yeah.
yes. Hmm.
So she is one. How long you stand with a guy like that? First off, because every time work comes up,
Yeah.
Got to
Well, yeah,
cancel
because
on
he
you.
didn't want to. Yeah, he didn't want to leave Dad. Trying to help Dad out.
And there was a piece to it where you knew he did this like frequently, repetitively, like he always was kind of leaving her hanging.
Yeah,
But
I can't.
he did imply that potentially he was, he was working towards kind of breaking away a little bit, if that makes sense.
now he said that, but I don't know if I believed him.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, because
yeah.
his actions. Because I think it kind of seemed like you would eventually be taking over that for Dad. You know what I mean? That.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
Yeah.
I fully believe that, but it comes back around to her eventually.
Oh
And
yeah.
when it does
Mhm.
come back around, if you could remember back to the first time you saw it, how how were you? How were you feeling at that point?
Ooh, so let me try not to spoil. I'm not going to spoil. It was almost. Oh, I'm trying. I think it was like a full circle moment. If you start the film and you kind of see their relationship and their dynamics, and then what kind of happens when you're seeing her again, it's almost like if he potentially would have truly maybe broken away, potentially what actually occurs would have never happened. So he might not necessarily have even been in a position for it to happen.
Mhm.
Right. That's definitely the case.
Yeah.
What? How'd you feel about the atmosphere of the movie? Did that work for you guys, or
Oh
not work for
yeah,
you guys? Or
I love that because even the set in one, you're in a morgue, so already spooky. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You're around dead
Eerie.
bodies, already eerie. And then I think the tension was because like with the mute, I think like the score,
And it was
the
just very dark.
setting,
It was very dark.
Yeah.
Like even when his girlfriend, he's showing her around a
Mhm.
bit. Like how she says, "Oh, it goes on like forever." Like it's
Mhm.
almost just like it implies just this underground
Yeah, like kind of dungeon vibe. And I think that went well with the movie. Like the setting was really scary to me.
Yeah, that worked. It did work really well, and they maintained the mood all the way
Oh
through
yeah,
the
they
Oh,
film.
did.
definitely.
There wasn't really breaks in it, and even there was a little bit of comedic back and forth. When the girlfriend was there early
Oh,
on, there
yeah.
was a bit of it, and then every now and again, between father and son, there would be a little bit of it. Really broke down into, okay, we got to stop for a comic break. It was just
Right,
like,
right,
something quick here, and here's a quick line that makes you chuckle a little bit.
right.
And for me, in horror movies that do that, then when they manage to do that well,
Mm-hmm.
it almost makes it more unsettling,
Oh, it does. Yeah.
because yeah, it's like, all right, I'm laughing, but I know I shouldn't be laughing right now.
Mhm.
Something's
Something
going
about to
on here.
happen.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I thought that even I could feel them feeling the same way.
Mhm.
It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, okay, that was funny, but we shouldn't be playing any games
Oh
right
yeah.
now.
Oh
It's
yeah.
some
Yeah,
And
some
and
then
I
things
some of the
happening.
son's characters, like I believe he picked up on quicker about all of the things that were happening to a point where he's like, "Oh, let's finish this tomorrow. Like, let's go."
mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Now, to be fair, if they finish it tomorrow, I don't think the outcome is any different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but that was the thing too. You kind of felt like, because I was kind of, I felt that tug because I was like, "Ooh, you need to get out of here." But I wanted to know too, like what's going
Mhm.
on. You know what I mean? But you do want to get out of there.
But see, like when you think about it too, like even before like Jane Doe, this is something that you just assume that the father has seen bodies in their worst conditions.
Mhm.
Like
Right.
so again, you have to have thick skin and you have to be able to kind of get through it regardless of how long it takes and how difficult it is. So probably in the dad's mind, it's like, oh, we gotta get this done, like either stay or go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like as I say, he was the character for me that was the anchor to the whole thing. Because
Right.
and maybe it's a relatability thing, because if I'm start on some sort of project
Mhm.
and I get in there and it's like, oh, that's not quite what I think it is.
Mhm.
Let's find out what it is,
Mhm.
Right.
and then I'm more inclined to just keep going. So yeah,
Mhm.
that was a relatability on my part.
Mhm.
So I totally understood that. Okay, yeah, this doesn't look quite the way it's supposed to look. We
Mhm.
Right.
gotta figure this thing out. What's going on, especially since and he's also responsibility driven. So he's like,
Oh
all right,
yeah.
Oh
I've
yeah.
got to file this report tomorrow. Or
Yeah.
I
Oh
got to
yeah.
report to
Like
this.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah,
trying to figure it out. Who is she? Yeah.
yeah, and so that just got crazy. Any favorite scenes?
Ooh, let me think. Oh, see that, but this would give away. Oh, I can't say that scene. But I'm trying to think. Dad. Ooh. Wow, that would give it away too.
It would?
No good
Oh,
ways.
you know what? Okay, I know what I can say.
Okay.
Yes. So the scene when you like, I automatically knew like there was something keeping the son's character there, and I just assumed like, oh, the dad was um like lonely or experiencing, like you come to know that he experienced loss of clearly his wife and the son's
Yeah.
mother. But then
Right.
with the cats, the scene where Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to kind of note it because like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just thought that was so emotionally powerful with not a lot of words exchanged
Yes.
between the son and the father, just based off their expressions. And even when he says, I need a moment, I just felt like that scene was so powerful because Yeah, he kind of said he was an asshole, but he was the one thing that he had left of his mother's.
Yeah. And see, and that goes back to kind of that conflict you were saying, because I get like remember I was saying, Dell, that it seems like Dad eventually will want him to take over.
Yeah.
You did see, I get the conflict of whether that's something he really want to do or feeling kind of tugged to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned the scene with the cat, because I was the same way when what happens with the cat, when that happens, I kind of sat there. I didn't expect it, because I mean, you just come to not expect things like that in movies. So it was like, oh, okay, we are going there, and then the disappointment and the sadness that you could clearly see he was overcome with. And so me as a viewer, I'm like, oh, okay. So what was so special about this? And then he says, I need a moment, and then you kind of get things filled in for you. But yeah, I definitely agree. That was a really, really powerful scene in the film. All right, let me see if anybody out here is talking about the movie. And James says he needs to rewatch the Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Yeah.
And KB, so I'm glad they can show their copy. Mine isn't safe for YouTube. LOL. So he must have a.
Oh, I had that copy too. I had to catch myself before grabbing it.
I did not know that there was that kind of copy out there. Okay.
The cover, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And Sarah saying, hey again, KB, yes, spoiler. It's so hard.
It's hard. You guys, sorry.
And I want to do it that way because this is especially for this movie, because it's fairly recent.
You can't ruin
I want people to experience it as cold as possible. If you're listening to this, of course, we're gonna give you tidbits here and there, but as cold as possible, so nothing spoiled for you. Caveman is here. What's going on, Caveman?
Hey.
He says, hey there, everyone in the chat, and a special hello to all the beautiful faces on my big screen. Well, hey there, Del. Yeah, I get it. He says, please hit the like button and please don't delete me.
So funny.
Not at all. Not at all. You are always welcome here, Caveman. And I haven't seen this one in a while. Miss Caveman is also here. Says, what's up, gang? So thank you for coming back, Miss Caveman. And that's we're glad you're okay, because we get worried. We see Caveman and don't see Miss Caveman.
Oh yeah, I love that.
All right. So again, spoiler free is kind of tough, and that's okay. So we get to the finale though, and things is really not just the finale, but that whole third act, things just really start going bonkers, start going haywire. And I will say this: I wasn't quite sure where they were going, because I'm like, okay, how are they gonna tie this all up? And then I'm kind of in that place with, especially when you watch American Horror, I'm like, we talked about this last week or a little bit. Am I going to get a happy ending, or am I not going to get a happy ending?
Yep.
Which way are we leaning? I'm not going to say which way we eventually wind up. But it's like, which way am I going to lean? So I was kind of confused and not sure which way I was going, and that's a good thing.
You don't know what to expect.
Like that. Yeah. And you guys first time watching it, did you figure it out before me? You smarter than I am, or are we on the same page?
No, I think I was. You did. I did, in the sense of when you kind of figure out the truth about, let's say, the Jane Doe. I was led to believe, this could only go one way when he kind of explains.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to give it away, but I just felt like, wow, would there really be a way where
I was kind of hopeful,
it doesn't go this way?
Yeah.
I was hopeful, at least, perhaps, that it would
have did something different.
It would have did something different.
I after a while though, I kind of like the way they ended it.
They ended it. Yeah. I
did kind of like that
initially, but
I did. And I'll come back to the police officer now here for a little bit. When he comes in, and again, I'm not going to try not to spoil it, but he kind of seems to have figured things out without really knowing. he kind of looks in and is like, okay, this is why, so let's do this.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Well-
is it? Well, go ahead.
No. I agree. Like you kind of you summed it up very well in terms of the police officer.
Mhm.
I think there was a common denominator in just figuring out this is what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Sequel. We set up for a sequel, kind of, sort of.
I always feel like they can give you. Of course, they can always give you a sequel for sure. Would I want a sequel?
I probably would though, because I would be curious to see where it goes.
Like her origins per se.
Well, like where she go.
No, I feel like I'm satisfied.
You are?
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like I
I
wouldn't
don't
want
know.
another. I would not. I
Yeah,
feel-
just one is
you
good.
know how I am about sequels in general,
Yeah.
within reason.
I mean, this is so perfection to me. You know what I mean? This is so well
I think
done.
it's well done. Yeah, I don't think it
But
necessarily
I'm
needs.
always curious to see what you could do.
But see, I think this is the thing we always want to. At least in my opinion, Dell, I always tell Meka. Again, there are some sequels that are well done. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But she knows how I feel about sequels and prequels. But sometimes I feel as though we just always want answers to things.
Mhm.
We want to understand why.
true.
And I'm
That's
just
true.
like, you don't necessarily need to know, and that's okay too. And I'm fine with this story, the way it ends, the way it started, and the way it ended for
Mhm.
me.
Okay, yeah. I see.
Okay. I'm going to agree. Actually, it's set up for a sequel,
Mhm.
but I don't think it needs one. I think this is a self-contained story, and I was immediately thinking about this when it ended, and because wherever you send the body, I think kind of the same thing happens.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
you really have to hone in on the backstories of the people wherever the body goes,
Yeah.
and it might be kind of hard to make those stories compelling every
true.
time.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So
So maybe
that
more
was-
some origins, maybe.
Yeah, but no, I don't
Yeah.
even know. I don't want that. I don't want that.
It's gonna be an origin story.
Oh my god, Jane. What is it? The autopsy of Jane Doe origins.
The origin.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm perfectly fine with leaving this movie exactly as it
It's
is.
great. This is so well done.
And Wendell, did you enjoy it? Did you like it, or?
Let's get to that. Let's go ahead and get to that. Before I get to that, I'm just kind of going through the chat. Let me see if anybody else has said anything about the movie here. And I guess they're still talking about personal appearances here.
I love that.
Yes, I know she is a better looking cave woman, so I get it, KB.
Of course.
I think they're talking about Miss Cave Woman.
Yes,
Something-
yeah.
Yep.
they were having a little back and forth about that, and I'm gonna let that go. I don't know what's happening there. Hey, Sarah saying hey again. Okay, it looks like that's it as far as the chat goes.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's go ahead and get into a little mouse problem here. Let's go ahead and get into whether or not I liked it.
Mm.
And I will say that I really did enjoy the autopsy of Jane Doe.
Very nice,
So
though.
I had a good time watching it. It was an intriguing watch. It wasn't it wasn't one where I was just like, gonna be shivering and super duper
Right.
scared or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I'm jaded anyway, so movies don't generally scare me generally. But it was one that was really intriguing, and I've mentioned it a couple of times because I was in that mindset, like, okay, well, where are we going? What? is
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah.
How is this possible?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to put together that puzzle that you guys called it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to put it together, and in the end, like I said, I didn't quite figure it out until they kind of spelled it out for you,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
before they told you. They kind of spelled it out anyway, and I was like, oh, okay, I got it now.
Mhm.
Could it have done something different at the end? Yeah, maybe it could have. I don't know. I'm not sure what that would be.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think they could do something different. You mentioned the acting was really good.
Mhm.
Brian Cox, Emma Hirsch, and it had to be for this movie because
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're the cast. It's
That's
really
the cast.
Yep. Exactly.
Mhm.
is them and the body.
Mhm.
And that was it. As far as the effects goes on the body, they did pretty good. There was a time or two when they had like things when the body was cut open, you could
Mhm.
tell that it was some kind of magic going on
Mhm.
on there. It was like, oh, okay, that's not quite how it's supposed to look.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fine because I was more engrossed in the story of the film. And so, yeah, I definitely enjoyed this one. I'm thankful for this recommendation. I can cross off the list because it's been on my list for a long
Yes.
time.
And Dell,
Watch.
just to say too, I'm not sure if everyone knows, but the actress who played Jane Doe, I mean,
Mhm.
that was a real life woman. She's a yoga instructor. So
Oh, okay.
she was able to kind of keep herself still for those long periods of time. So that was actually her for a lot of the scenery.
Oh, wow. I wasn't sure. I
Mhm.
kept looking at her going, is that a real person or is that
Yep, it
a
was.
dummy? What do
Yep.
we got going on here? And I thought what they might have done was like kind of CGI the face on it, but then it would have had to be really, really good because they,
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
didn't do anything. But okay, that's interesting. I know I could not keep myself still
Oh
for
yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
no.
yeah. She's a yoga instructor. Was able
So
to do
stillness and
some mindfulness.
mindfulness,
Yeah.
yeah, is a skill. Yeah.
wow. I'm impressed.
Hmm.
So maybe hers is the best performance in the movie.
Oh, hey.
'Cause that is
Oh, I
definitely
might
a
have started
skill.
it. Oh, let me see. You got it.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna put our charger on.
Oh, look
Though.
at the technical.
Oh, okay, go for it. Go for it. While you do that, KB still can't believe that actress laid on that table the whole time. Yeah,
Oh yeah, she did.
yeah, that is definitely impressive.
Hmm. Yeah.
All right.
When I learned that, I was like, wow.
I know. I still look at that. She probably does have the best performance now that Dell highlighted
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, because there's no way. You know,
Oh,
I can.
absolutely not.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I can take a crack at what everybody else does. You know, I may not be very good. I'm no Brian Cox. I'm no Emma Hirsch. I get it.
Uh-huh.
But I can go up there and say the lines. Just lay still on that table? No.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Like, don't blink.
Don't
Yeah,
blink.
don't blink, don't move, don't
Yeah,
breathe.
yeah.
No, no. Somebody would have rolled me off the table and said, "Get this guy out of here." All right. So let's go ahead and switch over to the other movie. Um, and we talked about movie villains a little bit in the let's go back, keep it on Jane Doe for a minute. Is there really a villain to that movie?
Ooh.
You know what? I would say no because to me because I think there's a reason is occurring. Like it's kind of like a protection
Mm-hmm.
of why is occurring.
Well, yeah, but see,
Yes.
what I will
That's
say
what
is,
I
what I will
think.
say is, I think you could identify a villain in the sense of if you're someone who takes revenge on innocent people, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Okay.
Innocent people
Yes.
maybe are not responsible for
yeah.
your situation.
But I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning to no in my assessment
I just have
because
to
I
ask.
just think probably anyone who encounters it is just a preservation thing at this point. You know what I mean? It's not really picking
Well,
set people.
I
up.
can't give it away, but there was one scene though. I feel as though like with the dad kind of like really almost begged for something. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and I just thought like, oh wow, maybe because like if I'm willing to take this on, you might be willing to do this, and I was like, oh wow, wow,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
wow.
I don't know.
I'm leaning towards there's not really a villain here.
Okay, you guys, all right,
Okay, yeah, I'm
all right.
kinda
Yeah,
like,
and I'm kind of going with the whole, just self-preservation,
yeah,
self-protection kind of
that's what I
deal.
think.
Okay, I see it too. I see it too. I'm just,
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it's just going to be anyone who encounter,
I get it. I get it.
Right, right. All
Yeah.
right. So yeah, let's go ahead and switch over to the other movie. And this is a movie that I saw way back in the 80s. It used to come on late night TV, and this is where if KB's still in the chat, which I believe he is, he'll go, "Yep, I probably saw that on late night TV too." Uh, and I had never seen it uncut until hadn't seen it uncut until I got much older though, because it was just on TV. It was just a movie you saw on TV
Mhm,
back in the
mhm.
day on ABC late night,
Oh,
the late
ABC.
show,
Oh my God,
late show.
ABC.
Late night.
And this movie, I'm gonna go big screen here for a second, and this movie is The Car. So the car is about the car. You guessed it. This car shows up in a small town, Texas town, and it just starts running people off the road left and right. And of course, the police have to figure out, have to catch this guy that's doing this. Who's having a murdering spree through their town with this big, large black, I think it's a Lincoln, who's doing this, who's killing everybody. And as the movie goes on, we start to find out a lot more about the car.
Mhm.
Um, have you heard or seen? Have you heard of this movie before?
We had heard.
We
of-
had
I
heard of the
it, but
movie. We hadn't seen it.
Okay, got it. Did you know anything about it going in?
No, well,
I just kind of assumed it's almost like a film we heard about.
Yeah.
And you kind of knew it involved the car.
Yeah.
But you just didn't know in what way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of said, "Oh, I wonder where this is going."
Yeah.
Kind of went into it just blind watch initially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was thinking too. I was like, "Oh, I want," because we had seen Christine. So I was like, "Oh, I wondered if it's going to be kind of something
similar."
You know what I mean?
Yes. So a lot of people think that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go ahead and start there. Is it similar to Christine?
You know what I think I said this to you. I feel as though Christine was definitely a better version of I think they expanded a little bit more in terms of story. If that makes sense.
Well, yeah,
a little bit.
Well, the cars are different.
Very different.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know about compare the two. I feel like the only thing it has in common is there's
the
a car
that
clearly is responsible for death.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah. But I think
But the way it kind
I
of
would say it would be different. Yeah.
Okay.
with some similarities.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it away. See how I'm just trying to be really good with no spoilers.
All right. Now this movie, I'll say this. This movie, I'm okay if we do get into
okay.
It's an older movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
And
Okay.
I don't think spoiling anything is gonna change
Okay.
Yeah.
how you interact with
Yeah.
this film.
Okay, Theodore.
Okay. So at the beginning of the movie, did you know who was in the movie? Any of the cast at all?
Oh, well, no, we looked it up and I was like, oh, James Brolin. I love James Brolin. Yeah, I said, ooh.
It was funny though seeing him in a role like this though,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
this is not going to be on his
Yeah, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't picture him doing like a horror.
I mean, think about early days.
Yeah, early days.
You know what I mean?
But I love James Brolin. So that was a major name that came out. I was like, ooh.
Oh yes.
Right. This is actually 2 years. I think 2 years before he was in Amityville Horror.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. Look at that.
And see, that's what I
So
mean. The trajectory just got better.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Mhm.
That's what you can't say this like your best role. I'm just saying. Oh, you know,
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. We had Brian Cox in the first movie, unrelated, at least I think unrelated, but we had Ronnie Cox in this movie. Did you recognize him?
No.
Oh, I did. Oh my God, that's so bad.
No. The
Ronnie?
one, the Humphreys actress, she seemed familiar. I had to look her up, like the one who played Lauren.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I was like, I've seen her before, but I'll have to look her up to see because she looks very familiar to me.
Looking at her face this time, and I had never noticed this before, but she gave me strong Sarah Silverman.
Oh, I can see that. Yep, I can see that. Yeah, because I was like, she looks so. And I'm gonna have to look her up.
Yeah, see, that's what I was trying to see. If I could look her up.
Yeah, because she looks familiar to me, but no, I didn't. Ronnie Cox didn't stand out to me. I don't think.
Yeah, he played the cop that had the drinking problem.
Oh, okay. Wow, look at that.
And later on, he went on to be the guy from RoboCop, the bad guy in RoboCop.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, the main one was James Brolin.
Let me see if I've seen that somewhere before.
Yeah.
Lauren Humphreys.
Yeah, let me see.
While you guys are looking it up, and we're on the subject of Lauren, one of the things I thought was kind of wonky was
It's Alive.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I've seen her.
It's Alive. Okay.
Mhm.
One of the things I thought was kind of wonky was her and the relationship with Brolin's daughters.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They kept talking like the girls won't accept her, but when they interacted and then
It
hearing the
was
girls talk,
good.
it was like, yeah, it was like they did accept her. Okay, so it wasn't just
Yeah.
me.
No, that was weird to me too. Because even in the beginning when they was sick, because it was kind of a question of where their mother was, like
Right.
she had
Right.
left or they, was separated. But yeah, to me, I didn't see why he was so nervous about kind of getting them together because they loved her. To me,
Yeah.
it seemed like they
I
had,
didn't get any tension,
they would,
any
yeah.
negativity.
And the kids
Okay.
even asked, they wanted him to marry her and everything. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm gonna chalk that up to bad writing then, because
Yeah, because I didn't get that either.
didn't
I
get
was
that
like,
either.
huh? Yeah.
It didn't even insinuate that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
yeah. Now I did get a good chuckle because you gotta laugh at 70s idea of safety or
Mhm.
lack of
Oh,
safety.
I
The
know the
motorcycle,
motorcycle
yeah.
scene with the two kids on the back
Oh
taking
yeah.
them to school.
I thought it was cool though.
No, you know what's so funny? As soon as I saw that, I automatically thought like, "Oh my god, dangerous!"
Mhm.
I mean, they did
Yes.
have helmets on, but I said, "What?"
He did.
And
But
a police officer, no less.
I
No
know.
less. Now, for anybody who hasn't seen it out there or doesn't remember this scene, so he's going to drop them off at school on his way to work. He's got a motorcycle. He's got two girls now, two little girls. He puts the younger one on
Middle.
right behind him. She's
Yep.
got a helmet on. The older one gets on behind that.
Yeah.
So he's got two kids directly on the seat behind him. They both do have helmets on. He doesn't have a helmet on.
Mhm.
And when they call him on it, he's like, well, I'll wear one twice tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that was
I
funny.
know. That's the first thing I
Yeah.
thought of. Like, what?
Yeah, I did, but then I was like, "Oh, that's cool though." You
No.
know?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Now, I'm from that era, so I understand a little bit because baby seats were optional at that point,
Mhm,
and so it
mhm.
was like,
And look, yeah, they're going down the
car
dirt
seats.
road,
Okay,
going up
yeah.
the
Exactly.
road.
So I get it. I get it, but it's now looking back, it's like, woo, that's
Oh
that's
my
nuts.
gosh. I remember we used to be in a quick memory, like a pickup truck, our cousin's pickup trucks.
Yeah.
And then like they used to drive those things so crazy, just kind of floating from side to side. I said that was
Yep.
dangerous.
In the back of
In
the
the back
truck.
of
Just
it.
in the back of the truck. Yep. See them all the time.
Yep.
All right. All right. So this car starts going through people, and right at the opening scene, how were you guys
Well,
feeling?
Oh, and I kind of knew where it was going.
I didn't know where it was going. And you know what I kept saying? Like I'm one of those people that like can talk at the screen. Like I said, oh my
Uh-huh.
god,
Yeah,
move,
we
get
was like,
off,
go to the
side.
side.
Like it was just one of those things like you just knew like, oh, I clearly they're gonna be picked off.
Yeah, because I was kind of like, I do those maneuvering, like, ooh, break or go to
But
the
you
side.
know what's so funny? Can I say one thing, Dill? One
Yeah.
thing about me, because I do this when I rollerblade, and I'm always
facing
going towards the traffic, in my opinion. And then I would notice the car way in the back getting closer. I feel like I'm always paying attention to that. You wouldn't have like been right on me so soon.
Yeah. Now, I mean, technically by law, they were doing the right thing. The bikers,
Yes.
they were on the right side.
Yep.
So, technically, they were doing the right thing.
Mhm.
Now, right away, we get a bit of a problem in the movie, and it's gonna sound like I'm bashing the movie, and I'll tell you a little bit later what's going on. But we get some physics issues right at the beginning.
Oh.
So explain to me. I wanted to see just from watching it a couple of things. I'm going to see if you can explain throughout this movie. One of those is the guy, not the girl, the guy that goes off the side of the bridge.
Yes.
How?
Yeah.
I said that too. Yeah. I said that too. Yeah.
I said, when we watched, I said, dang.
Oh yeah. And then it was like this blood trail on the bridge, the tire spinning half the tire there. And I'm like, he just went off that instead of yeah.
I mean,
And that hitchhiker scene was a whole nother one too.
Yes, the hitchhiker scene was to me, that was probably the most brutal scene
Yes.
in the movie.
Yeah,
100%. Like,
see, I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe that's me, but I was thinking like people should be able to
move a little bit.
avoid it. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, there was some. Well, you never know what is it, a fight, flight, or freeze? What your response is going to be. So let's be fair with that. We all say what we would do until we in that situation.
That's true.
But there were times, especially with the hitchhiker, I was kind of like, okay, you had plenty of time to like go by that sign and dip off the road a bit. Like I was just like, wow, you just was staying there. Yeah, so
yeah, but that was a brutal one too because it went back and went back. I said, oh.
Yeah. And now, before we meet right as we're meeting the hitchhiker, we also meet another character
Oh
we get
yeah.
two characters actually, the couple that is
Mhm.
in the house,
Mhm.
and for me, the husband in this, and he's
Mhm.
abusive husband.
Yep.
Yeah.
He he was the most his character upset me the most
Mhm.
because of something, because nothing happened to him.
Oh
Oh
yep.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Oh yeah. There was even one scene where you thought,
Yeah, and then in the ends when he was like a part of, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on my nerves.
was Amos? Was that his
Yeah,
name?
Amos, and his
Yeah.
wife was, I think, Bertha. Yeah, I
Bertha,
think
I
it
think
was
it was Bertha.
Bertha. Yeah, I was not feeling him. And at first, when that hitchhiker got involved, I thought he was going to like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
help. But I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he changed his tune quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he get no repercussions for him
Yeah. And
throughout
see,
this
usually
movie.
isn't that the way sometimes?
Yeah,
with
but that's the way.
sometimes those
Usually.
characters be unscathed.
Mhm.
Yeah, that annoyed me. I was like,
Mhm.
every time I see this movie, that annoys me.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. If
Mhm.
anyone should like it, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um. So they're going through the town, and how long before you actually figured out what was happening with this car?
Oh, I feel like
I feel like the beginning.
me too, because when I
the-
did that, even that changeover
the-
of the
the
car
col-
and the color,
Yeah.
Yes.
I
yes.
kind of assumed like one of two things: either there's someone deranged doing this, but then I automatically said like, oh, but who? Like it wasn't really showing you anything, so I said, oh, the car is the car
and the color.
and the coloring,
Yeah, the
yeah.
color, like
Yeah.
when it was fixated on the people and how fast it was moving.
It kind
too,
of
'cause I was
tunneled
like,
into like, oh, that
it must be something
yeah.
going on with the car. Yeah.
Now, the speed of the car, I'm gonna say this: the speed of the car makes me appreciate Steven Spielberg and Duel much more.
Oh.
Have you seen Duel?
Oh, it's
Wait,
been
is that
years.
the one with the truck? The guy with the glasses in the truck?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I have to
It's
see
been
that.
like such a long time.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that needs a rewatch.
Mhm.
In that movie,
I gotta have a
just to
smartphone.
refresh your memory, it's kind of well, it's not a similar scenario, but I do think Duel inspired this movie in some ways. But they're the truck is chasing this car the entire movie,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but it's all shot, naturally.
Mhm.
They do some placement tricks to make things seem faster or slower or whatever.
Okay.
This movie pick up on what they did with the footage whenever they wanted things to go fast.
Mhm.
They sped up the footage.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, girl, this car is down. It's getting down.
Yeah, they sped up the footage.
Okay.
Which is, when I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, y'all turned that one way up. But
Way up. I said, because even like the motorcycle scene, the car with the motorcycle, I said,
I know
the turns. I said, ain't no way. You know what I mean? With the motorcycle.
Yeah, sometimes
Right.
you're like, okay, yeah.
I said, Jesus, yeah.
All right, so that brings me to moment number 2 to explain. We have the girl. Well, I won't even say who it is. Well, I've already said it. But anyway, we have the scene where the car jumps. He comes down the street, jumps into a house,
I cannot. Yeah.
and lands on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
And you know what that took? First of all, I was pissed about that because I knew they took that was my girl. I loved her. I was like, don't.
Well, it's almost like when you root in, like, oh no, okay, of this character, okay, that character. I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? So I was a little bit upset.
I was upset about that character being
Yeah.
taken out. But the way she was taken out, I said,
Wow.
what?
Okay. Yeah. Really.
And see, that's really supernatural at that point.
Yes.
Yes, very much so. It's always funny because the car seems to land on the street, and I'm like, wait, is the street coming out of her backyard? What is?
And that one too. I was like, oh, look in the window because she could have just went back,
Right.
out the way. Oh my gosh, I kind of knew it was building up to that, especially after that
the cemetery scene, antagonizing. Well, you were almost like, why don't even do it? And I said, oh gosh, yeah. Because remember, the hitchhiker kind of flipped the car off, and you see what happened to him.
Yeah, and that was my favorite scene.
Mm-hmm. The cemetery
that whole parade scene.
Oh, the parade.
The march. It was a march.
That whole thing from the marching parade through the cemetery scene.
Mm-hmm.
How did you guys feel about that scene?
I loved it.
I did like it. I did,
and I kind of got because at end of the well, not in the end, like towards the end, one of the cops kind of gives a reason as to why he think he couldn't go into the cemetery. But I kind of got that too because when he kept revving, but he wouldn't go forward, I was like, oh, I wonder if there's something with this cemetery also playing into some supernatural going on. But I love that. I love Lauren kind of being feisty, but I did kind of feel like I wouldn't say anything. I'd just be chilling by the tombstones because he can't come in. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
right.
That was my girl. I like how she did that. That mad dash.
Oh,
Margie. To the police car.
Yeah. The women.
And Bailey got missed by the car.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My guys on horseback was trying to play decoy. Let's get the kids in them.
That was wild. That was pretty good. I did really enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if anybody is talking about the car in KB. Yep, I saw that on TV too. Yeah, it's just one of those things. You just come on beyond late night. You never knew when it was coming on. It was just on. The car, it's been a minute, but I confuse it sometimes with a similar premise of this movie. Okay. Just saying Adele and the Twins.
Oh.
All right. So let's get back to the car. And another interesting thing about this scene was we talked about a little, not about this scene, but about the movie. We talked a little bit about the Ronnie Cox character, the cop with the drinking problem. He, for me, represents one of the things that's kind of keeping the movie from being a great horror movie. And not anything that he did, but I don't think they went enough into his story.
Story arc, yeah.
Because he could have been he could have been an emotional point for the movie. And the same thing we talked earlier about Lauren and the girls. You know, if they had actually, fleshed that out better.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Agreed.
And then has the car play into both of those situations.
Yep.
Then it could be a really, really great horror movie. I don't know if you guys, if you even thought about him and that character at all, if you did or didn't.
Oh, I will say that I do agree with the point you made in terms of I wish the characters were fleshed out a little bit more because I think that initially you kind of just got the gist of what was going on, but there was really not to say you weren't emotionally invested in people, but it was almost like gosh, if something happened to someone truly per se, you weren't as emotionally invested as you could have been in terms of like someone's demise.
Yeah,
it was really not fleshed out. So I do feel like I would have loved to see more of a story arcs for people.
And just I think too, like you said, the writing a little bit because the Lauren with the girls, that was kind of weird. That whole dynamic. I think Wade and Lauren I was trying to figure that out too because I was like, wait, is he married? Is he separated? Or like,
right.
What's going on there? You know what I mean?
I always assumed that she passed away.
Really?
I just assume that.
Yeah.
But they never say it. I always assume that.
Yeah, but see, even if the car, you never understood where the car per se came from. I think that if you had more of backgrounds on people, or you understood even like the town dynamics of the people within the town, it would have probably given you a story within a story, if that makes sense.
Right. Now, I will say I'm okay with not knowing where the car came from.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Agreed.
I know you guys are funny. I'm like, origin.
No, I don't need to know. I don't need origins.
Yeah, I'm good with as it is. But if we strengthen up those other parts, then it gives us, I think, more reason to believe that the car should be there.
Yeah, that's the thing because it's just like it's a car.
Yeah,
and even why is the car here? Why is it bothering these particular people?
And even when people like that, like a lot of the police officers died, the sheriff.
God,
I was kind of like,
the whole force.
I was kind of like, okay, but it was almost just like you didn't feel. You didn't feel gutted at all. Do you know what I mean? It was like this. Oh, you got taken out. You got taken. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean. All right. Last thing to explain. And this one's actually pretty not explained because this one's pretty easily explainable as just being supernatural, and that's okay. But what was your reaction when we talk about cops dying during one of the later chases in the movie? And the car is coming head on with the police car and suddenly turns sideways and starts flipping over the top of the car.
Yeah, I don't know. That
was a
was
bit-
doing a lot.
It was doing a lot for me. That did a lot for me. I even think that because me and Mika actually was separate watching it, so she had watched it before me, and then when I was watching it, all she kept hearing was like, "What?" I was like, "What?" And I said,
Yeah.
"Mika." I think that scene, I was like, "Mika, really?" So it's funny because we watched it separately this time. I was like, "Yeah, that just."
Yeah, it was sort of a lot.
It was a lot. It was unbelievable. There you go. Like
Yeah.
Supernatural is unbelievable, but that was beyond
it was sort of
comprehension.
Yeah.
Yep.
Too much of it. Yeah.
All right. And last thing was really is the grand finale of the movie. We get this
Ah.
great big giant explosion,
Yeah,
and
the
of course, in true '70s fashion, several times during the movie's cars just explode.
Yeah.
randomly. But the final explosion, we get some things coming out of this
Yeah.
explosion.
Yeah.
How did you think they did on that, as far as effects
Yeah,
wise
well,
goes?
see, I took it as well. You mean like the credits during the credits and all that?
Yeah.
The car, I see that the car is still there, and
Mhm.
now we in a city. I was seeing like the car it survives, but now it's in a different place. That's what I took. You know what I mean? It's in a whole different city.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
don't know how. Oh,
Yeah, it's almost just again, we just assume it's just going to continue.
yeah, that's kind of what I took it as.
Yeah, but you did know it to be like this. Dare I say like devilish force?
Yeah, because Wade, to me, everyone else thought it seemed like they was like, oh, we got rid of it, but I think Wade kind of figured, no, we didn't. You know what I mean? He seems like he knew it wasn't over, but it went somewhere
just
else.
shifted.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now on both ends, especially for me, I recommended the movie, and I'll fully admit it sounds like I'm just bashing the movie, and I'm gonna tell you why right now. I'm gonna tell you why before I turn it over to you guys to give me your overall thoughts on the movie. All right. So I love this movie. Ironically, I know that this is not a good movie. At least in my opinion, when I look at this is not really good, but it's awesome because it is so bad. It's just it cracks me up, and it just keeps me going. I'm giddy watching this movie.
Yeah.
So now to turn it over to you guys, and I'm gonna ask, yes, give your overall thoughts. If you liked it, how much you like it, how much you didn't like it, and how many times did you curse me for having you watch it?
Oh, well, you know what I will say? I will say like it was definitely entertaining. So what I do, so I wouldn't say it's like an exceptionally great movie.
No,
but it was definitely entertaining. And I think this is a movie that's just like a fun watch. If you go into it like not expecting like this Oscar worthy performance. It was just fun.
Yeah, like some of the like you said, the scenes. With
Oh
the
my
car,
God.
you're just like, what? You know what I mean?
I was laughing at my own reaction sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? So I think in that sense,
it was fun.
It was fun. It was enjoyable. And it's something you can kind of just throw on. Like, it doesn't require too much.
Yeah, but I think not like you said, not like the best movies. Like missing sometimes some of those fleshed out characters, the stories.
It was not a major plot.
Yeah,
but there was a plot, honestly, in terms of like if you accept it for what it was.
Yeah,
but if you're trying to look for like this fleshed out, in depth.
But it was fun. It's one I could throw on just to have like a good fun time.
Yeah, and I would rewatch this. Like I feel like it's just a fun thing to throw on a Saturday if you just want to hang out. Like I would add that to a list of fun, almost cheesy 70s.
Yell at the TV.
Yell at the TV.
For sure. Definitely yell at the TV.
Yeah.
You can definitely yell at the TV.
Oh yeah, I love my dialogue. Mika heard it. I was like,
we was just like I said, the police force.
I said, stop it.
The motorcycle scenes.
And there were even parts where I said, move. It was funny, yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's see if anybody else is saying anything. KBA says, I got an early wake-up call. Always fun. Have a good one. All right. We'll take care of KB. Thanks for coming out. And Caveman, there were 4 cars built for the film in 6 weeks.
Wow.
I knew there were multiple cars. I didn't know the number. 3 were used as stunt mules. Yeah, the 4th for close-ups. The stunt mules were destroyed during production, of course.
Wow.
While the 4th is now in a private collection. The car's bodywork was painted in steel, pearl, and charcoal coloring.
Oh wow, cool.
Thank you, Caveman. Thank you for that.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
That
I mean,
is-
the car was cool looking though. That was a cool looking car.
yeah,
it's
it
cool.
was. It was very definitely 70s
Mhm.
styled car because it was huge and it was metal.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean
Sturdy.
that's the type of car that you need nowadays.
Nowadays, because you like
Yes.
tap my car is like total.
Yeah, no, not that thing.
No.
You hit that, you kind of brush it off and keep on
Oh
driving.
yeah. Ooh. I'll take that though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I'm glad you had fun with it.
Oh yeah, we
And
did.
you know, I'm always curious when I have people watch the car because sometimes that can backfire. I'm like, oh, what the
That was
hell?
Oh, that
fun.
was fun. And like I said, just our reactions, because I would be like, I was screaming on the same part she was when she had
Yeah.
watched it.
I was like, oh my god, yeah. I was like, Meka.
All right. Well, again, I'm glad you guys have fun with it. I'm gonna turn the screen over to you. We're gonna get ready to put this whole show to bed, and you guys just tell us what you have coming up, if you have anything or anything else that you want us to know about Double Feature Podcast or just you two in general. Go for it.
Okay, we're gonna let you do it, Meka, because you
I
know
know.
more about rundown.
Okay, I know.
Okay.
Okay. Hi guys. So we're Double Feature Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Double Feet Podcast.
Yep.
We're back with new episodes. We're on a schedule now and releasing new episodes every Monday. And this month is just focused on all spooky season stuff.
Spooky.
I think this Friday coming up, we're going to be doing our underrated final girls, or final girls that we feel need more love.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So look out for that one. And also we have a couple streams coming up next week. We're going to be on with the 4K Lowdown and Turner Fan. So that should be fun on their show. And then some more streams later down the month. So just follow us and we'll
To
let
stay
you
up to
know.
date.
Yeah.
And we're doing the 31 days of Halloween.
Yes, on our page.
So follow that
So,
on Instagram.
A movie a night.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've been seeing those on IG. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on 4K Lowdown. So, and what night is that going to be on? Because I may miss some of that.
Thursday,
actually.
I think it's the 19th.
Yep.
Well, 19. Okay, no, so
Yep.
I'll be good. I
Yep.
won't be because I thought it was this Thursday for a second.
Oh no,
next Thursday.
Okay, cool. Coming up on this channel on this Thursday, I'm gonna have another movie swap this week, and I'm gonna have fans of something on. I'm gonna have Eddie and Haley.
So that'll be cool. That's gonna be cool.
Yep. And when I got a big movie to talk about, I don't mind letting it slip. So it's already been put out there a little bit. One of the fans, maybe both of the fans, had never seen Sleepaway Camp, so we're gonna talk.
Oh
about
wow! Ooh, nice! Oh my gosh!
So we're gonna talk about
When
that
did it
one. Next week on Tuesday, we have Caprice coming up, Dracula in the Horror.
Caprice.
Yep, she's gonna be out with me on that
Awesome.
day. And
That's a good one.
the following week, we're doing all spooky stuff, just like everybody else is this month. And I'm gonna go on the 24th. Got Benicio the Horror Cholo.
Yo, that's awesome. Ooh, good ones.
And
yo.
I've got one more guest coming up on Halloween night, but I'm not gonna spoil it just yet.
Ooh,
wanna make
okay.
sure-
Anticipation.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure we got some things pinned down.
Nice.
Okay.
And hopefully next week I will be able to. I just spoiled it right there, didn't I?
Oh.
So just
Woo!
so if anybody saw it, matter of fact,
Oh
let's
my
go ahead and
gosh.
put it out
Nice
there. So
lineup.
scheduled to be on with me on Halloween night is going to be
Oh,
Big Chris with
awesome.
House.
Yay.
Okay, that's awesome.
I know, I love him.
Oh my god, nice lineup, Dale.
Thank you. So we're gonna have a good time with everybody. Come back on Tuesday. Like I said, Thursday. Excuse me. Like I said, Eddie and Haley will be here
Oh, I love them.
for movie swap, and yeah, we're gonna talk some Sleepaway Camp that night.
Oh my god, that's so
And,
good. What's with it?
We're gonna have a good time and see what they felt about how that ended. So we should have a blast. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. If you're not subscribed to the twins, go ahead and do that on all their pages. The links should be in the description. If they're not, I will get them there. But yeah, you can follow them on YouTube, Instagram. I listen to the podcast on Spotify, and I guess you can listen to it in other places as
Oh
well.
yeah. All podcasts are.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. And of course, out in the chat, subscribe to each other. Lots of great content creators. If they're not here now, they came through here this evening.
Mhm.
So I really appreciate all you guys for doing that. But that's all I have for you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks again, twins. Bye bye, guys.
Girl, so much fun.
So much.